Let me tell you something that might just save your peace of mind. You don't have to chase revenge. You don't have to correct every lie. You don't have to answer every betrayal. You don't have to stoop to their level, because karma never misses. It's got a perfect aim. It doesn't forget. It's not about punishment. It's about balance. It's about planting and harvest. And trust me, everyone is planting something. The ones who lied on you, the ones who used you, disrespected your kindness, betrayed your trust, they planted seeds too, and they're going to reap every single one of them. You see, life is a mirror. What you put out comes back. You can't throw pain into the world and expect peace to come knocking. You can't spread destruction and expect to build an empire. They might laugh now. They might look like they're winning. They might stand tall today. But when that harvest comes, when the consequences roll in like a tide, silent and unstoppable, nobody escapes that. Nobody. But let me flip this on you, because this isn't just about them. It's about you. What are you sowing? What are you putting into the world when no one is watching? Because you're not innocent. Just because you're quiet. You're not righteous. Just because you've been hurt. You want peace? Sow peace. You want love? Sow loyalty. You want greatness? Sow discipline. You want a better life? Sow faith when it doesn't make sense. Sow effort when no one claps. Sow integrity when no one is looking. The world will return to you what you invest in it. So don't you worry about people who did you wrong. Don't you lose sleep over those who turned their back on you. That's not your weight to carry. That's not your justice to serve. Karma is not about revenge. It's about restoration. It brings things back to balance. And when that moment comes, you won't have to say a word. You won't need to lift a finger. You'll be too busy rising while they face the very storm they created. Because that's how life works. You get what you give. You harvest what you plant. You reap what you sow. And karma never misses. So when you're walking through life and you see folks getting over on good people, don't let that shake you. Don't let it make you bitter. Just observe, because the truth has a way of showing up when it's needed most. It may take a day, a year, or a decade, but the truth always finds its voice. You stay grounded. You stay rooted. You stay planted in principle, because you're not playing for quick wins. You're playing the long game. You're building something real, something eternal. You're not living by impulse. You're living by intention. And that scares people. It exposes people. So they may try to tear you down just to feel tall. They may throw dirt on your name, hoping it'll stick. Let them. Because while they're busy throwing shadows, you're growing roots. While they're chasing attention, you're building legacy. They don't understand. When you walk in truth, the lies fall apart on their own. When you stay in your lane, the chaos can't touch you. When you keep showing up with consistency, when you put in that honest work, when you keep your hands clean, life takes care of the rest. You might not always see it. You might not get applause for it. But just know this: the invisible work you're doing today is building the visible blessings you'll walk in tomorrow. And when karma circles back around, oh, it doesn't knock softly. It doesn't whisper. It announces itself with thunder. It doesn't just repay the act. It repays the intention behind the act. You meant to harm, you get harm. You meant to bless, you get blessings. That's the law. That's the rhythm of this life. You cannot escape it, and you cannot outsmart it. So walk like you know the universe is watching. Speak like every word plants a seed. Treat people like it'll come back to you, because it will. And the ones who threw you away like you were nothing, they're going to remember you. Not because you got even, but because life did. Because there comes a time when the same fire they used to try and burn you is the same fire that consumes everything they built on dishonesty. You just stand tall. You hold your ground, and let the law of return do what it does best. And while they're busy pointing fingers, blaming everyone else, rewriting the story to make themselves the victim, life is already writing the real ending. It doesn't need your help. It doesn't need your defense, because karma moves in silence, and it doesn't post its plans. One day, everything just flips. That mask falls off. That charm fades. The lies unravel. And what's left is the raw truth. You can't cheat the process. You can't manipulate universal law. You might fool people, but you can't fool energy. The universe responds to frequency. What you give out, vibes, words, choices, that's the broadcast. And sooner or later the response comes. Loud, clear, undeniable. That's why you gotta stay clean, stay faithful, stay focused. Because your reward isn't tied to what they did. Your reward is tied to what you do. Don't envy anyone who got ahead by doing wrong. Don't wish for their life. That's a sinking ship. They may be smiling now, but the storm is already on the horizon. You can't outrun what you owe. That's the thing they're collecting today. But the bill is coming tomorrow. And when it comes, there's no refund, no excuses, no escape. See, karma's not always about punishment. Sometimes it's exposure. Sometimes it's being stuck in a room with your own emptiness. Sometimes it's success with no peace, or attention with no love, fame with no respect. It's not always thunder and lightning. Sometimes karma whispers. It removes the joy from everything they once chased. It makes them drink from the cup they poured for others. But your job is to keep building, keep believing, keep becoming. Every choice you make is a seed in the ground. Water it with patience, protect it with discipline. Let the sun of faith shine on it. And when it blooms, it won't just bless you. It'll silence everything they tried to say about you. Because the truth needs no defense. Your harvest will speak. Your results will speak. Your peace will speak louder than any revenge ever could. So don't interrupt their karma by trying to deliver it yourself. Let life finish what it started. Let time reveal who's who. Let the light do what the darkness tried to hide. Because while they're busy laughing at your pain, life is preparing your stage. While they're mocking your struggle, life is multiplying your strength. While they're doubting your worth, life is sharpening your destiny. And when that stage is ready, when the lights come on and the curtain lifts, they won't just see your comeback. They'll feel it. They'll feel every ounce of grace that covered you when they threw dirt on your name. They'll feel the weight of every blessing you earned, while walking through storms they never thought you'd survive. Because you didn't just make it. You grew through it. You evolved. You rose. And you did it without matching their energy. That's power. You see, restraint is strength. Control is power. And silence, sometimes that's the loudest thing you can give. Because when you know karma's clock is ticking, you stop wasting your breath. You don't chase apologies. You don't demand closure. You just keep walking with your head high, trusting that what's for you can't be stolen, and what's meant for them can't be dodged. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. That's discipline. That's knowing who you are, and refusing to break character just to prove a point. They might have written you off. They might have spoken too soon. But life is the ultimate editor. It erases false narratives. It rewrites every misunderstanding. It shows who was real when the lights go out. And sometimes it blesses you right in front of the very people who tried to break you. Not out of spite, but to teach, to reveal, to let them know this is what happens when you touch someone who's protected, when you betray someone who was pure, when you play games with someone who played fair. Because when karma spins the block, it doesn't knock, it doesn't ask permission, it just shows up with receipts. It cashes every check they thought would bounce. So let them think they got away with it. Let them think they won. That illusion, that's part of the process. But deep down they know what they did. They know what they owe. And whether it's in their sleep, in their silence, or in their success, they'll feel it. And you'll keep showing up with grace. You'll keep speaking with purpose. You'll keep living in alignment, not revenge. Because your power was never in the noise. It was always in the presence, in the way you held your ground, in the way you turned pain into power, without ever lowering your standard. Because your standard, that's what separates you. That's what elevates you. You didn't come this far just to act out of emotion. You didn't build this strength to throw it away for a moment of satisfaction. You know better, so you move better. Every time you took the high road, the road got higher. Every time you chose peace over pettiness, you rose. Every time you let the storm pass, instead of becoming it, you grew roots so deep that no lie, no betrayal, no storm could shake you. And those roots, they're feeding something now. They're feeding legacy. They're feeding character. They're feeding destiny. That's why it had to happen. Not to destroy you, but to define you, to refine you, to set you apart. Because not everyone gets to rise. Not everyone gets the crown. Some are too busy chasing shadows to stand in their light. But you were made for the light. You were made to walk tall with a quiet confidence that doesn't need to scream. You don't need to clap back. You don't need to explain. Because when you are aligned with truth, the lie always dies on its own. Always. Let them post. Let them perform. Let them tell their side. The story's not over. The credits haven't rolled. And the part they forgot, the part they overlooked, is that the main character always rises. Always. You keep your focus. You keep your faith. And understand what they did wasn't your fault. But how you respond is your power. So respond like someone who knows how this ends. Respond like someone who's already seen the final scene. And that scene, it's powerful. It's silent. It's you blessed, elevated, and at peace. Not because you fought back, but because you let go. Because you trusted the process. Because you knew karma never misses. And when it returns with accuracy, with precision, with undeniable justice. So stand tall, keep your hands clean, keep your heart full, because everything they sent to break you is becoming the very thing that builds you. And while you're out there building, becoming, rising, there will be moments when the weight gets heavy, when the silence feels like abandonment, when the good you put out seems forgotten, and the wicked look like they're thriving. But don't be fooled. Don't mistake delay for denial. That's just the universe aligning the scales in ways the eye can't see, because timing is everything, not your timing. Divine timing. And divine timing don't run on your clock. It runs on purpose, on preparation, on alignment. See, karma doesn't just come to balance wrong. It comes to reward right. And while they're looking over their shoulders waiting for the backlash, you're gonna be standing in blessings you didn't even see coming. Because while they were busy trying to win at your expense, you were sowing in silence. You were showing up when no one clapped. You were staying solid when everyone else was shifting. That kind of consistency, it echoes, it builds power in the dark, it gathers strength underground, until one day it breaks through. And when it breaks through, it's unstoppable, it's undeniable, it's unshakable. And they'll wonder how you did it, how you kept going, how you're still standing, how you're still smiling. They won't understand that while they were planting chaos, you were planting legacy. While they were chasing followers, you were chasing purpose. While they were sowing betrayal, you were sowing belief. And you never stopped believing, not even when they laughed, not even when they lied, not even when they lied. Because deep down you knew every step, every sacrifice, every moment it kept your integrity. It was working, it was moving, it was stacking. They thought you were weak for not clapping back. They thought your silence meant surrender. But silence is strength when you know justice has a memory. And justice, real justice, always arrives. So hear me now. Stand firm, not in arrogance, not in revenge, but in truth. Walk like someone who knows the harvest is coming. Speak like someone who's already been vindicated. Live like someone who understands this. Karma never forgets, never rushes, and never misses. Let them reap what they sow. And you keep sowing light. You keep sowing discipline. You keep sowing love, grace, and unwavering belief in who you are becoming. Because when that harvest hits, when the tables turn, it won't just be payback. It'll be proof. Proof that doing right still matters. Proof that character outlasts manipulation. And proof that no force, no lie, no betrayal is stronger than a soul aligned with purpose. They will reap what they sow, and so will you. So make sure your seed is worthy of the blessing you're praying for. That's your power, that's your legacy, and that is the justice only time can deliver.